Good evening, Super Metroid Speed Gaming fans. That's right, it's the Hockey Towner bringing you more Super Metroid multi-category tournament action.
Yep.
Tonight we've got a very exciting race between saetzero and serberoth in the GT Classic category. My name is the Hockey Towner, and I'm joined by Hero82. What's going on, Hero?
Not much, Hockey. I am pretty excited for another GT Classic race.
Absolutely. This category is very exciting. There's plenty for everybody if they like crisp movement and difficult strats and movement techniques.
Yeah, GT Classic's really fun. It's like a nice combination of like early game low percent and then blazing fast 100%.
No, absolutely. So it looks like our runners have readied up. We're going to be starting momentarily, kicking this race off.
You were right about that, because here we go.
Like all the categories in this Super Metroid multi-category tournament, our runners are going to start on they're going to start on Series Station. I almost said GT Station. My goodness.
It's that fast. It's that fast of a category. They start right at GT.
That's right. They just come right in and it starts, and my goodness, it's right there.
The eerie glow of Ceres Station takes us right to Ridley, our first boss.
Our first boss, but no equipment. The GT code has not given them all that they need to fight Ridley yet, so this can fight is faster dealt with by damaging themselves down.
Would you say this is the hardest fight in the game, Hockey?
For me, yes. I've always struggled with Series Station myself, but these runners, being of this caliber, no sweat at all.
A little bit about, I was talking to the runners in the SRL chat, and they both started learning this category for this race.
That's phenomenal. But it's going to be a really exciting race, then, I think.
Yeah, I think they're both very capable of running good times in this category, so this will be really exciting. A nice 43-14 for saetzero. And a 40-22 for serberoth.
GG's to both runners. They've completed the game. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, getting out of Ceres Station is, I mean, that's win number one, really.
No, absolutely. Ceres is deceptively hard to both a novice and intermediate runner alike. The more advanced runners with just a rigorous amount of practice they've completed in their categories, it's not trivial, but it's certainly well practiced. But the runners are going to make their way down to the surface of Zebes and start looking for some major and minor item pickups necessary to progress through the game.
Yeah, they'll make their way down the climb just like a standard 80% run and pick up some the morphing ball. And then I expect these runners will probably pick up very few items on their way to Kraid and then down into Norfair. There's a lot of blue in the early game. I've noticed, Hockey. I don't notice it as much when I play as when I watch, but it's a sort of a depressing glow in the early game.
That's right. You have this very somber, melancholic music kind of playing, kind of foreboding, knows what's ahead of them. But then you collect the two items and head back up because you have nowhere to go. And the whole place kind of with terror and danger enemies.
Yeah. I think the creators of Super Metroid were very influenced by the movie Alien.
I would definitely believe that. This definitely has an alien-like vibe.
But as you see, saetzero has a little bit of an early lead over serberoth, but this category has a couple great equalizers, as we'll see. We'll talk a little bit about that later on in the run. So no lead is safe in this category.
Absolutely.
So it looks like saetzero is setting up his climb. Oh, he's doing a combination of wall jumps and a couple little ledge grabs here and there, which is a nice safe climb. I actually recommend that for a lot of newer to mid-level runners.
And now serberoth starting his climb as saetzero makes his way up parlor on his way to bomb Terizo, not to be confused with Terizo.
And bomb Terizo is the most delicious boss in the run. Although I've never had golden Terizo.
I can't say I have either, but it's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
So looks like we got saetzero's timer up. I don't think serberoth is running with a timer.
That means automatic PB, right?
Yeah, exactly. Leave it in the hands of the SRL channel. It'll give you your time as long as you're not done.
So a couple little BT bonks for saetzero, but not bad.
Oh, sorry about that, Hero. Yeah, he avoided the decapitation animation, so a good fight from saetzero. Let's see how serberoth does.
So saetzero failed Alcatraz a couple times and then just decided that his controller hadn't had enough sabotaging him for the moment and decided to just abandon it and head right, which is a completely acceptable maneuver.
Absolutely. Alcatraz is a very, very challenging series of movements. But serberoth getting it first try, so potentially a little chance here to make up some time on saetzero.
Yeah, we've only got a one-room separation now, which is great.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, serberoth had a bit of a cleaner BT fight as well.
So very good for both these runners early as they're going to head down to Green Brimstone and continue their item collection. And pull off...
Go ahead.
I was going to say pull off one of the most famous sequence breaks in all of Super Metroid speedrunning, not just GT Classic.
Literally,
you know what that might be, right, Hero?
Yep, the early Super's mock ball. You took the words out of my mouth as it being. It's probably one of the most important sequence breaks in the in Super Metroid speedrunning.
Absolutely. Without it, you would have to face Spore Spawn, and that just takes so much time to go all the way up Big Pink and fall all the way back down to get those super missiles.
I mean, I hear Spore Spawn is your favorite plant-based boss.
A Flagra from Metroid Prime 1 is my favorite, but if there's a close second, it'd have to be Spore Spawn. So unfortunately, serberoth going back up to Criteria to farm some missiles couldn't quite get enough drops from those they look like frogs. Every enemy in this game looks like a frog, but
they're all frogs. They're just different.
They're all frogs, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if serberoth knew, but there's another frog one more platform down, but that's okay.
Yeah, no problem. He's got enough missiles here. saetzero picking up Charge Beam, so a good play if you're new to the category. You will be awarded Charge Beam by the GT code, but Charge Beam just really helps out with setting up a crate quick kill and that sort of thing. So good pickup from saetzero.
Yeah, there's a couple different ways to do the Kraid quick kill, and the charge beam is one of the more easy ways to do it, and the other ways, if you're not used to them, have a much higher fail rate.
No, absolutely. Especially when it comes to getting new, even if you have experience with Super Metroid, but to learn a new category, you know, maybe not the best strategy to just take on the absolute hardest way of doing things. So good strategy here from these runners. And saetzero remembering to go upstairs. 80% old route, or what other category? Maybe 100%. Everyone wants to go down Red Tower, but he's going to need those power bombs. So he's going to make his Red Tower climb. Looks like he's got super missiles selected. I think he might be wanting to shoot this top ripper just to get it out of the way to make the wall jump just a little bit easier to execute.
Yeah, I like that strat. That makes the Red Tower climb without high jump boots a lot easier.
And Hero, we got War Drinker in chat pointing out that Serb has decided to skip charge, so he'll be able to make up some time here as he makes it into Red Tower. So even though he had that little stumble there with the missile collection, definitely making up some time here on saetzero as saetzero heads in and grabs those alpha power bombs.
Yeah, the Red Tower in GT Classic races is one of, it can be an equalizer in if your opponent messes up Red Tower quite a bit and you get it pretty quickly, you can actually make up 10-15 seconds, and then one person skipping charge and the other person getting it is another 12 or more seconds that you can make up just in movement.
Oh no, for sure. The Red Tower climb can be challenging. It requires some very precise wall jumps and some timing, because you have to make sure that that shot block doesn't reappear before you jump through the 2-tile gap that it leaves.
saeitzero's health is a little low, and I'd like to see him maybe farm a little bit before he heads into Kraid's lair so that he doesn't end up in health bomb range. That makes it just makes up. Here we go. This is actually a really good call by him.
Absolutely. Getting that Sloater's refill, huh?
Yep, the Sloater's trademarked refill.
Absolutely. Although I think Sloater's himself has said that it's the refill formerly known as the Sloater's refill. But
okay.
Which refill is the new Sloater's refill? I'm not sure. So I still call it the Sloater's refill, but the man himself says otherwise. So it's like serberoth has got super selected. I think he was trying to take out another ripper.
Yeah, the second from the top ripper can also be quite problematic because he's right below the blocks that you want to wall jump on, but he got up, so he's good.
Way to go, serberoth. Great determination. It looks like saeitzero's made it into Kraid's warehouse. He's going to farm up some missiles. He's out of health range because of the Sloater's refill. A timely stop made there. And serberoth's heading down to grab those alpha power bombs. So it's really, with the challenges facing our runners ahead with the lava dive and with the green gate glitch Hero, I feel like this is still anyone's race despite saetzero building a pretty substantial lead.
It really is. The failing at the lava dive, because the last save is at Bubble Mountain, you're looking at probably about a 2-minute time loss there if anyone fails, and then again at the green gate, since your save is above an elevator, you're looking at possibly a 1.5 to a 2-minute time loss there. So there are some substantial reset time losses. But saetzero with a really nice Kraid quick kill, and that's where that charge shot for super method, if you're familiar with it, is worth picking up charge. So kudos to saetzero for just going with strats that he's comfortable with. That was excellent.
Absolutely, very well executed from saetzero. Serberoth though, making his way down. His health is looking a little better than Sate's was at this point, but we'll see if he stops by the Slaughter's. No, not electing to go to the Slaughter's refill. He's definitely out of the health bomb range, but he's got to keep that health up for sure.
Yeah, he just needs to be mindful of some of the harder hitting enemies like the key hunters in Kraid's Lair, and he should be fine.
saetzero, speaking of key hunters, saetzero with a really nice party zone. He jumped through the door, leaving Mini Kraid's hallway. And I like this play from saetzero as well, stopping at the janitor's closet of Kraid's warehouse to pick up an extra E-tank. Very good stuff.
There are good supplies in that closet, I will say.
not just for Brinstar cleanup, but also enhance the maximum energy on Samus Aran's power suit here.
Yeah, you can get a full restock of your power bombs and an energy tank for your troubles.
All for the low price of free, right, Hero?
Yeah, well, either one missile or a bomb. That's all it costs.
That's a bargain. Absolute bargain price. But speaking of bargains, saetzero making his way down Business Center, probably going to grab those high jump boots. Makes Lava Dive much more tractable. Meanwhile, Serberoth heading into Kraid's Lair, blowing open that iora, that Ghidorah. Hero, do you think they call it a Ghidorah because it's a door?
You know, I didn't want to say it, but I feel like that's probably pretty accurate.
Right. Well done, Hero. It looks like Serberoth going with a missile setup. Kraid shooting some rocks out of his mouth, but he can still get it.
That was
three little bunny hops. Wow. Yeah, go ahead.
That's a 64-bit Link has a very similar 3 bunny hop method for the supers, and it scares me when I see it, but it works really well, and it worked really well for Serberoth, so hats off.
Oh, that was terrific. saetzero's out of Business Center. He's going to be heading over to Bubble Mountain. Still a couple more rooms to traverse. Serberoth, you'll see he'll probably pick up that janitor's closet E-tank as well.
That's a nice little morph ball strat that Serberoth used there to get out of the party zone. If you wall jump and morph, enemies can knock you down when you try to wall jump and get past an enemy. But if you morph as you wall jump, you will ball boost through them, and the enemy won't have the opportunity to knock you back down. So that was a nice little strat that he used there.
Yeah, that was great. Good job, Serberoth. saetzero, though, heading into Norfair. He's below Bubble Mountain, having taken a safety save at the Bubble Mountain, so that's a good call by saetzero. Serberoth making his way down Business Center, going to pick up those high jump boots, presumably.
So we're coming up on what I would call the first major choke point. Well, the second choke point of the GT Classic category, the first being Red Tower. So if saetzero can get through this lava dive, he'll have overcome one of the major hurdles of the category. So that was a nice way to clear the flames.
This looks really good so far. Oh, the commentator curse. I'm so sorry, saetzero. I shouldn't have said anything.
He's okay. He got it. Second try. That's
wow,
excellent.
Impressive stuff from saetzero. That was absolutely clutch.
That was cool and calm. He had that third energy tank, gives him another, so to speak, another bite at the apple. It's a really good reason in a race, especially, to run 3 energy tanks. So, man, that was as calm and as collect as you can be.
That was very impressive.
I can't say that for sure because maybe his heart was racing, but
To us, he definitely looked calm. I mean, saetzero just running that lava dive, a smooth operator operating correctly. So I mean, that was very impressive. So now you got the third now choke point, right, Hero?
Yeah, this is. Oh my gosh,
Oh man,
he had three super missiles too many.
I guess so. We could call him two-try Sate because he just got lava dive on kind of the second try and definitely got second try green gate glitch. Very impressive.
Ooh, good call there, Sate. He almost picked up screw attack before he went into the GT code, which would have been not catastrophic, but it would have been a mistake because if you pick up screw attack and then do the GT code, it will reset and not give you screw attack. So
that is definitely punishing.
I'll explain the GT code after Sate finishes his GT fight. But,
right on.
Sate having a little bit of trouble with GT, but he's got plenty of health to work with, so this isn't a big deal. So the GT code, really quickly, basically, as you enter either one of the Golden Chorizo's doors, if you hold A, B, X, and Y on the controller, which are basically the face buttons, anytime, it's not really anytime, but for all intents and purpose, anytime between the door transition, and then release it before Samus appears, the game gives you 7 energy tanks, 3 reserves, and a whole bunch of ammunition, all the suits, high jump boots, basically all the movement items, X-ray and grapple. It does not give you screw attack. And then you're basically blazing through the game like crazy.
Absolutely. So it looks like Serberoth setting up for his lava dive. saetzero making his way through worst room in the game, but space jump and screw attack making it more like just a room in the game. Serb, unfortunately, having to take a death there, and lava dive is going to reset and try it again.
So we're seeing now why the game really wants you to have all of these movement items for Norfair. It makes Norfair really cozy. All these enemies that do a ton of damage, you're the one doing the damage now.
Absolutely. I think as a set piece from just from a platforming or a casual gaming standpoint, Lower Norfair is definitely a very cool part of Super Metroid, but for a speedrunner, in other categories, it's definitely a very challenging part of the game, even like an any percent old route. Like you said, Hero, in GT Classic, because you're just absolutely strapped up with all this movement items, all this beam combos and ammunition. It's not easy, but it's definitely, like you said, it's definitely comfy.
Yeah, it almost makes Lower Norfair, you just kind of get to enjoy the music a little bit.
That is like the dopest track on the soundtrack, in my opinion.
It's the first time that you enter Lower Norfair and you hear the well, actually, let me watch Serberoth here on his second lava dive, and then I'll finish my thought. It's okay, he'll get another shot at this. Nice, and Serberoth's up, so here we go.
Excellent job, Serberoth.
Take a save here above the green gate, and then we'll have us some dueling Lower Norfairs. Yeah, that when you enter Ridley's hideout and that music changes, it's like you know that the game means business.
Absolutely, the game's just kind of been building to that moment, and you finally get to a brand new area of the game. It's just so treacherous, filled with so many deadly enemies and obstacles. But Ridley really... Yeah, go ahead.
I was saying, speaking of deadly enemies and objects...
Yeah, Ridley definitely not playing nice. Very aggressive patterns. That tail just going wild, whipping around at saetzero. But saetzero remaining calm, cool, collected. The delivering that damage with that Charge Ice Wave Plasma Beam combination. Luring Ridley into the corner, delivering some high DPS there. I think Ridley's got to be on the ropes here.
This is a smart move by saetzero right here because Ridley can keep hitting you even though he's dead.
Looks like Serberoth's heading into GT. He has executed his GT. Oh, wait.
Wow.
I spoke too soon. I'm sorry about that.
I think he was just maybe a little late hitting the code, and he saw that he had Variasuit on still, which meant that the code did not get, he didn't get it put in time. Which, I will admit, I have done. I actually did that in a max percent GT run before, which is probably the worst category to mess up the code in.
Serberoth showing great sportsmanship, great determination here to dust himself off and try again. Gonna have to re-execute that green gate glitch, but I know it happened during the Ridley fight, but it seems he had no trouble with it the first time. And saetzero just giving those Disgigas the business with that screw attack, just buzzsawing right through them. Really, we call that sending a message. All these enemies are on, they're on notice. Samus is here and she's fully equipped and ready to do battle.
Yeah, these enemies are probably pretty disappointed that the developers left the GT code in the game. So Serberoth had a unfortunate, he got the green gate on his first try and then had a little issue with the code because the second try green gate basically told him no. But the green gate is, people tell me it's not RNG, but I feel like they're lying. I feel like it's RNG.
It's gotta be. I haven't tried to execute it myself, but I'm told from other runners that there's really not a great consistent setup. That some of them have said that, but other runners make it look so easy. So there must be some kind of setup.
I don't know. If you watch Shiny Zenny do it, he makes it look like it's... Oh, there we go. Serberoth's true.
Well done, Serb.
I mean, you saw Derp do it earlier, and then you watch, like, Zenny do it in Zoast, and those guys make it look like it's as easy as just shooting your beams.
Right.
Alright, let's watch Serberoth here do his code.
Got missile selected, so that's good. He won't be able to fire a beam because he gets the full combo. Oh, tough luck for Serberoth there.
Not quite sure what's going on for Serberoth there, getting hung up on the code.
It's a tough break for Serb. Not sure if it could be controller related or just timing, but he's still in the race. He's still gonna give it an earnest effort here. saetzero heading into Meridian now. He's got gravity suit, so movement through the water should be no problem at all. And he has the gift of Meridia, which is the space jump. So heading the first time through Meridia with space jump, unusual for a normal playthrough or in any percent category, but GT Classic definitely bending the rules a little bit with some of these movement items. And a first try, very nice from Serberoth. First try green gate glitch. Let's go.
Yeah, Serberoth is really doing awesome with his green gate glitches.
Got some good little rhythm going here.
All right, let's get some less RNGs here for Serberoth. Let's see this code. Oh, huh.
Yeah, that's very strange. Not sure what could be going on there.
I don't know 100%. I know some people who play on keyboard sometimes have problems with the code. I don't know if Serberoth is a controller or a keyboard guy.
Well, that's an interesting point. If it's not detecting all the keystrokes, you know, from just mashing down on 4 keys at the same time.
Yeah, keyboards have issues with ghosting sometimes, or not ghosting. But as we saw from saetzero, he was able to use that microwave beam on the snake, which is an excellent use of the X-ray, which he has, but we don't get to see the icons up in his HUD up there at the top.
That's right. It's easy to forget that the runners have X-ray, and then it's even easier to forget that they have grapple, because there's really no use for grapple in GT unless you're trying to do something a little bit more on the esoteric side. But saetzero going to head into Dragon and continue to utilize that microwave beam.
So the way that the X plasma works on enemies is basically the plasma beam pierces enemies, and as the plasma beam, a charged plasma beam, pierces the enemy, the X-ray essentially freezes the plasma beam inside the enemy, and if you repeatedly tap X-ray, it'll reset the enemy's iframes, and it can do damage to them over and over again. And
so there's not any activity on serberoth's stream right now. Not sure what's going on. He's still in the SRL race as far as I know. So maybe he's just working out some tech issues, maybe with a controller or keyboard or something like that. So we're hoping to see serberoth come back on and finish up this race. We're all pulling for him, cheering for him in chat and on commentary. But saetzero coming across the Coliseum with really nice momentum, and not quite a womple jump, but very close to it.
Yeah, that's still a really good space jump. Having early space jump, I mean, obviously you would have space jump there anyway, but having early space jump in Meridia just makes it just wonderful.
Absolutely.
This is for people just getting into Super Metroid. Any percent obviously is really fun. 100% is really fun. This is a great category that's sort of in between the two. It's a very approachable run. The early game can be a little intimidating, but if you can learn Lava Dive and Green Gate Glitch, this category is really fun because it has the movement speed of 100% in the second 75%, and a little bit of the any percent tech in the beginning. So it's fast.
Absolutely, and a little bit shorter than your average any percent or hundo route or category. Now this is great. We see serberoth back up, his stream's up, he's headed down into Lower Norfair to execute that Green Gate Glitch. So we hope that whatever issue was plaguing his inputs on the GT code, we hope he's got those ironed out. And he gets a second try Green Gate Glitch. Excellent execution from serberoth.
Just be careful in the acid. All right, let's see if he figured out what was going on.
Oh, saetzero almost got the foosball up onto the elevator. Went for it. That was a great attempt.
Still no.
Still no. That's really tough for serberoth. Not sure what is going on, unfortunately. saetzero showing off those spring ball strats, jumping up past the crabs and over the moat. Very nice use of the spring ball item. So saetzero deciding not to execute the fan tune skip. Very good choice, since it's impossible to get the Torian traditionally without defeating all 4 of those bosses. So heading right instead of left once he reaches the surface of Zebes. Yeah, very good play here from saetzero.
Yeah, the wreck skip is not a good play.
The wreck skip, I like that. Oh man.
Shoutouts to Sloters.
Oh man. And a first try, green gate glitch from Serberoth, well executed.
I tell you what, if Serberoth can figure out whatever issue he's having with the GT code, he's going to be a pro at the green gate glitch.
Absolutely, he's going to be a prolific GT Classic runner.
Oh man,
that green gate glitch. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on.
So the trick, I don't know if saetzero is aware of this or not, but the trick to doing the X Plasma on Phantoon is that you have to actually awaken him or bring him to life first with a missile before you can do X Plasma. If you hit him with a plasma shot first, it does 900 damage, which is nice, but he just goes away immediately.
Excellent analysis, Hero. Looks like you got maybe like a hit, 2 hits in there.
Yeah, if you just do 3 charge shots, it's very 3 free rounds. So it's definitely a safe strat. You can actually 2-round Phantoon if you just use missiles and charge shots with plasma. But saetzero, I think he said in the chat that he was learning this category for the race, and I don't know if he said he completed a run or not. He said he actually died at Mother Brain, so if he finishes, he might actually have a PB.
Well, we would love to see that. Anytime a runner PBs in a race setting is always impressive.
Yeah. What am I kidding? Who am I kidding? If he finishes. When he finishes.
When he finishes. Very good, Hero.
We don't allow forfeits. We stay here until they're done.
Absolutely.
A nice reverse ocean spark from saetzero.
Very nice tech, but really like to give a shout out to Serberoth for showing the determination, good sportsmanship to, definitely stick with this GT Classic route, GT Classic race. So definitely want to see him nail GT code and the green gate glitch. But saetzero is gonna head right by the ship on the way to G4.
Yeah, I love this level of determination from Serberoth to just keep at it, because this is, I know this is frustrating. I've had things like this happen to me in races before, where just something's not clicking, and it's okay. It happens.
Oh yeah, everybody has been in his shoes before that runs this game. And the other thing too, I mean, Hero, you pointed out that both these runners learned this category for this race. So that means that they did not know the category before they got into this round where there is GT Classic on the docket. So take that into consideration, chat. These are runners that are new to the category.
Serberoth's actually correcting us.
Oh my gosh.
He said he runs this category, so I'm not sure what
Alright, looks like we got some bad information. No, I'm just kidding, Hero. We got some incorrect information.
It's my fault.
No, you're good. You're good. So saetzero has learned this category for this race. Serberoth has run this category before.
I'm gonna see if I can get some more intel.
Just pulled the curtain back on us, Hero. The commentators did not do their homework prior
Pay no
to getting
attention
into the booth.
to the man behind the curtain.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for getting that reference. So saetzero and Torian now under the Metroid room to clear out the Metroid infestation. Looking good through the first 2 Metroid rooms. Let's see how he handles the third.
Yeah, these are some good Metroid rooms.
I just love this grouping strat in the final Metroid room. Really nice.
Yeah, it's such a clean strat, and there's really no reason to be super aggressive with it unless you're running for some crazy fast time. The final boss is killed, Dusty Chorizo.
Just imagine if you had to fight that boss, Hero, because Golden Chorizo, if you don't know the strat to fight him, it can be a pretty challenging fight. So just imagine what that last Chorizo would be like.
And imagine how powerful this last Metroid must be to be able to kill Dusty.
No, absolutely. It's a good thing that it recognizes who Samus is before finishing her off.
Samus is hovering in space, facing left, never looking back.
And a first try Green Gate goods from Serberoth, well executed. saetzero just going to get a little top up on his health here after the baby Metroid drained him down to 1 HP.
Serberoth's going to take another try at this. Let's see if he gets it. Oh, we've got a oh no, he fired a beam. Oh gosh, no.
Oh my goodness, that's such bad luck.
Okay, well, we're a step closer now for Serberoth because he got the code. But I'd like to mention that if you do the GT code and you hold the buttons for too long, you will accidentally fire basically a glitched beam because you have Spazer and Plasma equipped at the same time, and that'll crash the game. So it looks like saetzero is just gonna blow up the. Oh, he's gonna try for the spring ball skip. He's just gonna blow them all up now. He was gonna try for the spring ball skip, but as I was saying, a lot of runners after they do the GT code, they will either enter the room in a morph ball state, or they'll have missiles selected to prevent from firing a beam.
That's a good point, Hero, because like you said, it will crash the game if you fire off that beam, because the game just isn't equipped to deal with having both Spazer and Plasma equipped at the same time.
That is correct. Imagine all the cool things that we can do with Spazer and Plasma.
There are some pretty weird and wild, wacky things that you can do.
Serberoth's got it. We've got us a
Let's go, Serberoth. Chat, give him a round of applause. Give him your energy. The determination, the will to carry on is so impressive from Serberoth.
But you know what this
very,
means?
Very well.
We get another entire GT run to commentate.
Absolutely. saetzero gonna go up against Mother Brain 2 here with some charged Plasma Ice Wave shots. Taking a catch-up, he's got to be... Oh, he's got 300 in reserve, so he's got to be a little bit careful. He doesn't have to be extremely careful. He needs to be a little bit careful with his health. But he finishes off Mother Brain, so he's into the baby cutscene.
Yeah, taking that catch-up hit, which actually was a massive catch-up hit, that was at least a double hit. For some reason I thought saetzero had taken off their Varia suit. It means that he can't do stand-up, which isn't it's not really a major time loss.
Serberoth with that screw attack and space jump combination, tidy through the fast pillars. Or the pillars room, I should say. No reason to do fast pillars if you've got screw attack and space jump. Now Serberoth is into the worst room in the game, making it look oh so easy with some very crisp movement. saetzero, though, getting a nice little breather at the end of this race, end of this run, I should say. Waiting for the baby Metroid to top off his energy.
saetzero normally does stand-up glitch or not. The interesting thing about GT Classic is stand-up glitch is actually a little bit more dangerous. Well, there goes the baby. Rip in chat for the baby. saetzero is going to finish up Mother Brain with some Hyper Beam Shot. But stand-up glitch is actually a bit more dangerous in GT Classic anyway, because you have so little health that when the baby refills you, you can actually get stuck to the floor right in front of Mother Brain, because you only have 700 health to get refilled. So, not a bad idea just to skip out on stand-up glitch anyway.
Looks like he's landed his 36 shots against Mother Brain 3. He has defeated her once and for all. Serberoth facing off against those ninja pirates, absolutely devastating them with that plasma beam. So saetzero will make his escape from the planet Zebus as it continues to explode. Serberoth, though, heading straight into Ridley's lair to do battle with that space pelican. Still continues to escape, looking good through the Leodox room. Serberoth continuing to batter Ridley with those charge shots. saetzero looking for a spark here, goes right side spark up the climb, well executed. Up into the parlor, he's only moments away from the ship. Serberoth has got Ridley totally enraged. The very dark red color means that Ridley is almost dead.
saetzero with a nice time with a 46:31 finishes in first place, improving their personal race best by 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So GG.
GG, saetzero. So we're going to see if saetzero will join us for an interview. Meanwhile, we got Serberoth continuing his run through Lower Norfair, going to head up to fight the rest of the bosses in the game. Half of them are down before you can make it to G4. 2 more to go. And we are joined by tonight's winner, GG's saetzero.
Alright, I had it muted for Discord. Hello, can I hear you now?
Yes, we read you loud and clear.
No, I figured I was coming through. I couldn't hear you because I had the tab for Discord muted.
Oh, gotcha. So yeah, GG's and congrats.
Cool. I'm not gonna go like winless this tournament. I'll take it.
No, that was a good run. You clutched out. That was an excellent lava dive. That was an excellently clutched out lava dive, I will say. And then, great job on the green gate too.
The green gate's simple enough, just because I do it enough with bingo, where like I'm used to doing that, and I haven't I think before the race, you guys might have saw I was practicing a couple things. And when you take 3 health tanks into lava dive, you get 2 chances at it if you don't get hit by a fireball. So that's why I always get the 30 tank. I mean, I'm just happy to actually I have splits. They're saved, so if I want to practice GT Classic, I have splits now.
That's one of the best things about finishing runs is that you actually get correct splits and you actually have things you can run against. So yeah, I feel you there.
Yeah, I'm happy that the run got completed. I didn't look up anything about it, but I tried to do the spring ball ice clip, but then I didn't hit the little ring, I'm like, I don't even know what the setup is, so I just killed them all instead.
Yeah,
if it works, it works.
yeah, I saw you asking about it in when Derp did it, and it's pretty easy, but trying to learn it in a race is not as free as we indicated in chat.
Trying to learn it without looking at anything about it, because I was just like, all right, hit the ring thing, ball up, and then spring ball and clip through. Sounds good, but I didn't know how to hit the ring, so...
Yeah, for sure. That was good, man. For just trying it without having any knowledge, I give you props.
I mean, the stuff, like, understanding some of these things is a little easier, just because I race a lot of bingo. I'm never going to get to do bingo in this tournament. It keeps getting banned. but
Keeps
I
getting
have knowledge of how to
banned.
do a
No,
lot.
it keeps getting vetoed.
Banned.
Banned.
Cowards keep saying, I don't want to have fun. that's the truth.
I'd rather be miserable.
When's the next opportunity for bingo? Week 6?
Yeah, I think week 6 is the last one, and it's not going to happen. It never happens.
Well, you never know. That last week, what else is there that week? It's low percent ice. So week 6, I would guess there's going to be a lot of bans. Any percent or triple bingo? I don't know. People might be sick of any percent by then.
Well, see, the problem is that if, like, I'm not going to be a jerk. If I have to veto first, I have to veto low percent ice because I can't actually do it.
Oh,
I'm not going to be the jerk going, you'll veto it for me, and then have to forfeit if they go, no, we're going to do this one. Like, I'm not going to do it.
No,
like, that happened in the second chance there was for a bingo. I think there was RBO.
Yeah.
Was one of the categories, and that, like, the thing was banned. I'm like, I can't ban RBO hoping that you'll ban the other thing we get the bingo. So I had to ban it because I can't complete it.
I think you should.
So,
I think you should defer if you're the better seed. Just defer and see what they do.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to be the better seed most of the time. I'm coming in here with an okay 80% time, but not really okay compared to these other tournament runners. The people in this tournament are so good at this game.
This tournament is, I have found, it's quite stacked.
Hang it all is okay, so I'll take it.
Yeah, you ran a great race tonight, and I think that if you put a little bit of time into whatever categories that are coming up that week, I think that you'll be a formidable opponent. I enjoyed watching this race a lot.
I actually have no scope of this. 46 okay for a GT Classic? Is that decent?
That's for basically learning the category. I mean, you've run it before, but you essentially learned it for tonight. That's a good time.
All right then, yeah, I'll take that. I mean, it's just about having some races and having a good time. I don't care about winning or not.
Yeah.
So, what happened with my opponent? Just trouble with lava dive?
No, oddly enough, Serberoth was having some issues with doing the GT code.
Whoa.
He was getting green gate over and over and over again, and then he was messing up the GT code, and he was saying in SRL that he wasn't sure what was going on with his controller.
So I know it happens with keyboards. I don't know about controllers or how it's being bound, but if you're using a keyboard input, it's some keyboards you can't hit more than 3 buttons at a time.
Yeah, that's what Hockey and I were talking about.
Yeah, that sounds like what's happening there is that you're the inputs are just saying no, you're not allowed to hit all 4 of them at once, especially if the controller's set to axis, it's an analog stick for the buttons, which that can happen.
Right. We agree with you, saetzero, but he does run on console. He is playing on console right now, so we're not sure what sort of troubleshooting is next. But tough to see that in a race. Unfortunate, but he's still sticking it out. He's still running, so I really give him props for that.
Oh, sick. Yeah. I'm getting into Twitch. I gotta watch the rest of this then.
Yeah, completed he finally got the GT code inputted right around the time when you were fighting Mother Brain. So for him to stick it out, that's man, that's a true competitor. You gotta give him credit for that.
Yeah,
Totally.
definitely. Like, has the right attitude if you're gonna finish out a race like this, even with things going wrong.
Yeah.
So I respect that for sure.
Absolutely. So, saetzero, we're moving into week 4. What are you looking forward to in the next round?
Well, I don't know what the next. I look week to week. Honestly, I don't even know what the next categories are.
So we're next week would be RBO, any percent all bosses, or GT Classic again.
I want any percent all bosses. I actually, before this tournament started, I actually started playing that category casually for fun. So
It's a great
I want to
category.
do it. I think it came up once before and got vetoed. So I was like, God.
Oh, man.
I think there'll be a fair amount of any percent all bosses run next week.
Yeah, I'm not. I like, the thing is, when I was doing the 9% like casually, I didn't look up like anyone running the category, so I don't know if my routes are right. I'm just looking forward to microwave being sportsman.
Yeah,
That's really fun.
Yeah, Spore Spawn is being able to one-shot him and then just dip out of his room really fast is pretty enjoyable.
I mean, just seeing all the extra bosses is fun too. Like, I had fun trying to route it out a little bit, so like when I was gonna kill Crocomire on the way to like what is it, Lower Norfair? Like, just, it's fun to like take a category you've never done before, don't look it up, and try to route it out.
There are a lot of viable and semi-viable routes for the category. So whatever you've come up with is probably not very far off from something that's pretty good. So I definitely wouldn't discount your route as a good route.
I mean, the thing is, like, my any percent particularly, I don't do it for the all bosses. I try to do something that makes a little more sense, but my regular any percent, I still do early ice from way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't do that for the all bosses just because, like, I want to have certain items so I can do Crocomire, then go to Lord Norfair. So I have to relearn how to do Hero Shot up the Red Tower. Practice it, but I think that's what's going to come up. But knowing how this is going, I think I've got another GT Classic in my future.
Absolutely. Right on.
Categories, but they seem to get vetoed a lot. Which, I mean, I get it. People want to do well in the tournament.
Yeah, there's a combination of. I've talked to a lot of runners, and a handful of them want to just have fun and run all the categories, and then a handful of them want to run the categories that they're good at because they want to win.
I mean, especially since like this is like a Swiss phase, and then there's going to be a bracket later. I could definitely see people trying to be real hard later.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Serberoth can finish this race out. Well, it would be a shame if like you put all this effort in and couldn't finish it. So I want to make sure you can watch this and close this out. That'd be cool. So are you in the tournament? How have you been doing?
Are you talking to me?
Well, I mean, both of you. Like, I don't know if either of you are in there. I'm not really sure, like, who's in what events or anything. But if you guys are doing commentary, I assume you know enough about the game that it would be reasonable to think you're in the tournament.
Hockey's in the tournament in spirit because he's my full-time commentator. But yeah, I'm in the tournament with saetzero. Yeah.
Nice. How you been doing so far?
I am currently 3-1.
Ah, what a beast.
And I had the most absurd race with Maniacal on Wednesday.
Well, that sounds awesome. I'm sure there's spots people can look up if they want to see that up.
Yeah, it was a 100% race, and it was probably the most exciting race I've ever been in.
That close for 100%? That's crazy.
Yeah. I've been in some close races before, but I did not expect. I mean, Maniac and I are pretty comparable in most categories, but I didn't expect a 100% race to be actually like that close, because usually somebody starts pulling away at some point, but it did not happen at all.
Category is not as popular as it was a couple of years ago, so I could definitely see, like, if especially if neither player was seriously run it, or like, at least not recently, that could, like, if you forget an item or a little bit about routing, or like 100% is such a scary category.
Yeah, we decided like 2 days before the race, and we both started derusting it, and I don't know, Maniacal told me, he was like, oh, my derusting is going really bad, and I was like, well, mine's actually going kind of good. And then the day of the race, he just poured it on. It was, whew, man.
Yeah, this is actually the first race I had this tournament where we didn't decide the category ahead of time. So I was really nervous. I was actually like looking at my old 100% splits and be like, all right, I got to remember the route for this. And in my splits, I had all the items listed. And I was just going through to count it, and there's only 98 items listed. I'm like, I mentally was supposed to remember something, and I don't remember what. So I was like panicking, trying to like be ready for 100%. But thankfully, we did GT Classic instead.
Yeah, I thought for sure you guys were gonna run 100%. I just had because I didn't see either of your guys's on SRC. I didn't see 100% or GT Classic listed for either of you. So I was like, man, I know they're not going to run low ice because I didn't see that. And I went on both of your Twitch channels, and I was like, well, they don't look like they're practicing low ice. So
No, I don't practice on stream anymore. Back when I played this game a lot more actively, it was on a different Twitch account, which has been banned for some reason. I don't know. I just tried to log into it one day. It's like, it's banned. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Make another one, I guess. So VODs are lost to time, all that kind of stuff. But I only got back into playing this game the last bingo tournament, the double anti-bingo tournament that happened like half a year ago. That got me back into playing this game again. So
right on. Well,
learn stuff and try to warm up.
Welcome back, saetzero. It's good to have you back in Super Metroid.
Yeah, you're a welcome re-addition to the community.
I'm not practicing enough. I'm involved in too many other things. I'm keeping myself very busy during this quarantine right now, so this is kind of one of those I practice when I can, but not as much as I honestly should be.
I feel you. I've been like, I basically do a race, I practice a little bit beforehand, and then I just play a bunch of Super Castlevania 4.
Oh, that game's so fun. Good choice.
It's so good, and like, I've just been enjoying it so much that I just don't really want to play that much Super Metroid.
No, that's fair. I'm trying to practice a little of OT 3D, but it's so hard to learn the tricks in that game.
Yeah.
So even that, I don't think it's gonna stay to fruition that much longer. Like trying to actively play StarCraft and improve in League of Legends and like all this stuff. It's like speedrunning is such a time commitment. If you're trying to do anything else, it's so impossible.
Yeah,
man. Keeping a full plate, huh, saetzero?
I mean, we're in quarantine. What else are you gonna do? This is the time to get some hobbies.
I guess so.
That serberoth going in. Didn't I guess hopefully he's gonna safety save before we get in here. Curious to see if he can do some of the stuff. Like, I don't know how to do stand-up clutch at all. I don't know if you guys are like looking at that and be like, why doesn't he do it? I have no idea how. So
yeah.
It's just whatever your comfort level is for sure. It's not a necessary strat for this category, so you know, don't necessarily have to do
that.
it.
It was okay to learn. I learned what I was comfortable learning and didn't worry about the stuff I wasn't comfortable with. Like I noticed some routing stuff where I'm like, oh, I could do some really cool stuff here. I don't know how to do it, so I'm just gonna pretend I'm playing any percent for a lot of it. But the ones I'm just like, I have no idea how people do this.
Yeah, we commented on, because you got Charge Beam, and that's a great, it's like a great, I guess I would call it a backup for, as opposed to learning like what I would call like the classic GT Crate Quick Kill.
Yeah, I can't do the missile quick kill at all. I have to
No.
like my charge like accuracy like 99%. If I do missiles, it's like 20. So
Yeah,
it's
and
not worth the time. I'm not worth risking it.
learning a brand new quick kill for a category that you're not going to start running a lot is like, let's say it costs 15 seconds to pick up charge with the fanfare and the movement, but like missing the quick kill 85% of the time, and the time that it would cost you is just not worth it. So that was a great race move on your part, and honestly, just the category in general, that was a really smart move. So I like that play.
There's definitely some things. So I'm trying to like learn it. This category is really fun. Like I might actually, if I try to play more Super Metroid, I might actually learn this category because it's not about boss fights, and the boss fights are trivially easy. It's all about movement and stuff. It's really appealing. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, we were talking in during the race about this category having a tiny bit of like low percent feel in the beginning, and then it basically turns into like 100% movement but no fanfares.
Yeah. But like I just like that it's not super like, oh, I got a bad Phantoon pattern, or I missed an X Factor, or I messed up my Doppler. Like the boss fights, you can remove minutes out of your run of like things could go wrong really easily. So and like there's no picking up items or fanfare or anything. Like it feels pretty cool. So I actually kind of dig the run. It seems fun. It might be something to consider as something to play. It's also a little shorter, which is nice.
Yeah, it's once you start grinding it down, it's like 10-ish minutes shorter than an NA% run.
That feels about right compared to where I'm at 8% right now. Get through Mother Brain. You can do it.
Yeah, Serbs look really good through touring so far. Taking off that screw attack to get the Zeb skip.
Yeah, if I didn't see that the spring ball thing, I would have just took it off and done the normal Zeb skip. But you guys baited me into trying it.
If you watched Zenny's race, he did the very, very fast down back. So you leave screw attack on, but he just flies through there for Zeb. Some arcane strats for sure from Zenny. But
Yeah,
Serb's done with Mother Brain 2 into the cutscene.
He's doing a stand-up glitch too.
Fantastic.
Very good stuff.
The only thing I don't know the particulars, but if I remember correctly, it is possible to soft lock yourself doing this if you don't know how like there's something you can do that messes this up. I don't know if it's like you gotta kill Mother Brain too fast or something, and then you can't advance.
There's a couple ways to soft lock in stand-up. So there's some weird things you can during when the baby comes on screen. Well, you can get killed when the baby comes on screen. If you're facing the wrong direction, you can actually slide into Mother Brain. When the baby detaches from Mother Brain's head, if you're on the ground, you can get locked to the ground, and if you don't have X-ray, you can get stuck there. As you're seeing right here, when your health refills, as soon as your health refills all the way, the baby latches to the ground wherever you're standing. So if you're standing too close to Mother Brain, the baby will get stuck there, and it'll never take damage from the onion rings. Which means
I'm glad I didn't go for this then. There's so much stuff that I was like, I remember there's something that could cause it, and I don't know what it is, so I'm not even going to try it. There's so much stuff. Oh no.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. And then finally, the last thing, which I think they call it John Lock. If you're firing charge shots when your beam switches over to hyper beam, the game will lag and Mother Brain will just disappear. You can actually get out of that by holding select, because the game's not actually locked, it's just lagged so bad that you can't tell. And if you hold select, you'll actually deselect the beams. and the game will unlock itself. But nobody knew that for a really long time, and Zenny figured it out. So,
I
thanks
appreciate
again.
that name though. That name's funny. Very
Yeah.
smart.
The John lock.
Yeah.
Is that
I
a
think that
French
dates
lightning
people
John or a
about you.
different John?
It's not a reference to John Locke, who I believe was a philosopher.
Right.
It's a reference
Yeah.
to French Lightning John.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought that was a
But it's
character
like
from
almost
that
like a
show
double.
Lost, where like things like just disappear and random stuff happens for no particular reason. That's why I was thinking.
Oh, maybe.
That's why I was like, oh, that's such a smart name.
I always thought it was. I thought we were making fun of French Lightning John. He's gonna be so mad at me if I'm wrong. He's gonna give me the.
I mean, we could say that. Like I don't know. It made sense to me from the show.
Well, I just want to pick on John.
He beat me earlier in this tournament. Do it.
So Serberoth is finishing up with a. This is such a classy move by him. I love this that he stuck with it.
Absolutely. Like it's the right attitude you gotta have for these kind of tournaments. It's not we're not playing for like money on the line or anything. Just sportsmanship and showing that like even if you're not winning races, you should join races. There's like weekly races all the time in this game. And that was like what got me into the game in the first place. Just having a good time playing it.
So Serberoth finishes up with a 110-17, and man, like I said, classy move. Chat, follow both these guys because they are classy and good at Super Metroid.
Absolutely.
I don't play it enough. Follow the commentators instead. They deserve the love.
Don't follow me.
Oh my goodness.
You can follow me if you want to watch StarCraft, but not for Super Metroid. I need to play more, and then I'll promote myself.
I'd like to welcome in Serberoth, GG's. We'll see if we can get Serberoth in here.
Well, it helps if I unmute my mic. That
There we
went
go.
wrong in all the possible ways that it could have gone wrong.
But you still finished, and that's awesome.
Dude,
Yeah, what to do.
class act.
Dude,
Man.
hyperclap in chat for Serberoth. That was an awesome determination. It's really impressive.
I've been practicing that category all week because I knew saetzero didn't have a PB in that category, and the one time that they ran it in the tournament earlier, they died. And I was like, "Ooh, this is my chance to really. I'm gonna be a jerk, and I'm not gonna veto low percent ice because I'm 100% certain they don't run that either. So I'm gonna veto 100%."
Okay, so I got two questions I gotta ask you then. Can you do low percent ice?
Can I do low percent ice? No.
Yes.
But I would have given it. I would have given it a shot. I
was saying in an interview earlier that I was like,
oh yeah.
I have to veto it because I can't complete it. I'm not gonna be that guy and hope the other person vetoes it for me.
Well, so that's not fair because I'm pretty sure eventually I could complete it. Eventually. But that being said, right? Like, yeah, that was basically my best chance, I think, of winning this week. Was you would veto low percent ice, I would veto 100%, and then I mean it could have gone any number of ways, right? Like you could have you had the first choice, so you deferred to me. You could have vetoed GT Classic, right? And then I would have been stuck vetoing low percent ice. I could have vetoed low percent ice. But in that case, I would have thought that you would have vetoed GT Classic, and your time and 100% is better than mine. So it was just like, do I take the chance and go for what is possibly the best possible chance for me to win, which clearly was not because everything went wrong tonight. Literally everything went wrong. I couldn't get up Red Tower. I started 5 seconds to after the time started. Then I went through. I literally plugged in three of my controllers, and I cleaned my controller a few days ago because like it was giving me trouble, and I don't know what happened. I go through the door, I'm holding all 4 buttons, and I still have various suit. I was just like, okay.
So you said you were really practicing up this run. What I did is like as close to as the best as I could possibly do right now. If you got a good run that didn't have controller issue, do you think you would have won that? Would have been close? What do you think?
Yeah, my PB is a little bit better than that time.
Nice. Okay. Then unfortunately you had the trouble.
This would have been a heck of a race then. So
that's what I was hoping for. Yes, that's really what I was. That's why I was like, all right, I'll take the chance and veto 100% so that I can get something that might actually be my speed.
Yeah, I was doing GT Classic regardless. Like, if you vetoed Ice, I was vetoing 100 just because I was telling these guys, I was looking through my splits, which had like all the items marked at each split, and I only counted 98 items. I'm like, there's 2 missing, and I don't know what they are, so I was never going to do 100%.
Oh, okay. So well, I didn't know that, and I just I'm just sitting there going, what do I do? What do I do? I guess I'll do this because this gives me basically a best chance to win. Not that I'm here to win, as you can see. I haven't won yet, so what else?
I mean, you're here for having a good time, just like
me.
So
that's exactly.
I wish we could have done bingo. We could have done bingo.
Bingo was last week. So luckily last week I actually got it, and it's not until week 6. So next week I don't even know. What is it next week? Week 5? Yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah, next week's RBO, any percent all bosses in GT Classic.
Yeah, maybe I'll just veto all bosses and see what my opponent does.
Uh-oh, I gotta do the move again.
Nah, yeah.
I respect it. But that's unfortunate you had a controller issue. I've never heard of that like on a console. I thought you were playing like an emulator, and then I'm like, oh, here's the problems that I could see this happening. But you're saying they're playing on console and that's happening? That's crazy.
Yeah, I do play on console. Yeah, I do. I don't know. I plugged in three controllers.
So Serberoth, when you I'm just curious, when you do the inputs for the code, do you fat finger all 4, or do you use both thumbs?
Yeah, I fat finger all 4, and I think that was my problem because I switched over to using two hands, and all of a sudden,
dude, that's literally the only time I've ever messed up the code is when I got quote unquote I got cocky and I fat fingered it, and I was like, oops.
I always fat finger it. I always hit it with just one.
And you guys are just magicians then. I had to play this game with claw, so I just use all 4 fingers, 4 buttons. Yeah, I don't know how you guys can play it holding it like a normal controller. You guys are nuts.
I don't think I hold it like a normal controller, but yeah, I just boom, jam all 4 buttons, and like this is the category that I actually run in this game. I think it's the only one on the leaderboard that I'm actually listed on. Not that my PB is spectacular on there, but that's why like I do the missile quick kill for a Kraid, like because that's what this category is. I don't pick up charge beam. I don't pick up extra stuff because I just go and do whatever.
Don't throw your shade at me about picking up charge beam.
No, I'm not. There's no shade there, dude. That's a safety that like I specifically learned this category, so I learned the tricks for this category. So I think people were saying something about like because a couple weeks ago when I ran 100%, they were like, "Oh, he's missile quick killing Kraid." Like, well, this category is why I do that. It's more about the peculiarities in the way I run other categories than it is anything else.
I have the same problem, just that all my stuff's coming from very old school any percent strats. So I have the same thing where you can look at stuff and be like, why is it doing it this way?
I don't
run an 8% from a decade ago.
any percent, I don't run that category at all. It's just, I think I've skirted that category for the rest of this tournament. I don't think. Oh nope, it's week 6. I have the potential to get it, I guess.
It's a fun category, man. You should just learn
No,
it. It's fun.
no. I know it. I did learn it, but I just nope. Nope. That is not the category for me. I'd rather run low percent ice.
Wow.
You're weird.
Hey.
Not exactly a ringing endorsement for any percent, eh, Cerberus?
Dude, Serberoth and I are cut from the same cloth. I ran, and I'm okay at any percent, and I ran it the first 3 weeks, and I was like, please, never again. I don't want to run it anymore.
Oh my god.
I think my PB in any percent is an hour and 10 minutes still, because it's like from the first time I actually completed an any percent run and was like, this is miserable. Okay, I'm gonna go do.
You could do that so much better. How's it miserable? Like, it makes no sense.
I could probably get sub hour in any percent now, but like,
Oh, you absolutely
for
could,
sure you could.
I'm sitting in an hour 5. It's the only category I've ever ran.
Yeah.
And I don't love it. I don't run it anymore, really. More as like a meme than anything. But I just think it's just an interesting, comparison.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was done.
All right. I found GT Classic and bingos and randomizers, and that's really what I did. Dual randos, randomizers, the various suit randomizers, good. The bingos are really good. The bingo tournament was what got me into this back in.
Were you in the double anti bingo that happened a little bit ago?
I was in both of them. Yeah. I was definitely in that. And the one I was referring to though was the one in 2016. But yeah.
Yeah, I was telling them the double anti bingo that happened like half a year ago. At this point, that got me back into playing this game.
Absolutely was in that tournament. Yeah. Any bingo tournaments, as long as I'm aware of it, I will sign up for it.
Same. Bingo is the best category.
Bingo.
Everything else is a joke compared to bingo.
The bingos are really good, and I actually liked the updated bingo board that they had for that tournament they did, the last tournament they did. So I thought that some of the stuff on there was better. Yeah, bingo. There's several bingo categories. War drinkers asking. There's double anti bingo. There's triple bingo, which is featured in this tournament. And you could just run regular bingo by itself. But the bingo is something that I think is best when you have somebody to play against, though.
Yeah, and then you can also play bingo, like double anti bingo with like 4 or 5 people, but you rotate who gives what to who, which is actually really tricky, because if somebody's not great at double anti bingo and they don't give the person next to them like a really tricky one, it kind of screws everyone else over. Yeah,
that's true. The one thing that I found though is that random.org is also very good at picking an anti bingo line for you.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, what you can do is you just give the rows and the columns and the diagonals a number, and then you say, all right, give me a random number. That's my anti bingo, and random.org, because that's how I'll do a solo bingo. Is I'll just have it randomly picked what line I'm forced. And
I do exactly the same thing. I'll just pick like one before I see the card. I'll be like, I'm doing column 2, regardless of what it is.
Yeah, that's
the way I practice it up.
Yeah, that's fair too. I like the true randomness of the random.org, but yeah, picking one before you see the cards also really works. I've never thought about that. But yeah. Go ahead.
I like to ask my chat, but then I have to wait like an hour or 2 since no one's there.
Yeah, nobody's ever in my chat.
Hero.
I feel you on that. Nobody's ever in my chat either. But like, I think saetzero was saying that they don't really stream much, and I practice offline a lot, like I was practicing GT Classic all week, but it was not online. It was just, I have 20 minutes. I can run through the practice ROM. And
all I did for practice, since I play on emulators, I have the save states. I just every day, like throughout like 20 minutes, just be like, do the green gate glitch, do the lava dive, do the green gate glitch, do the lava dive a couple times, and
Yeah, that's exactly where my save state is. I have since I run on console, I forked over the money for an SD2 SNES, which absolutely worth it. That's where my save state is right now, right at the lower Norfair lava room door.
same. I got exactly in that same spot.
Yep. It was. I was gonna say
I can't do it on console though. Like, I hate the SNES controller. I think it's terrible.
Oh, really? I actually like it. So I guess
I roll my inputs. I play out with my emulator. I play on a PS2 controller, and I don't roll my D-pad inputs at all. So it's the only way I can do like wall jumps.
PS2 controller was a very good controller. It's a very good controller. I just still happen to have my Super Nintendo from when I was younger and it came out. I won't say when I was a kid.
No one in this term is a kid anymore. This community is like not a very young community overall.
Well, but even like when this game came out, I wasn't that young. So.
And saetzero, Serberoth, and Hero 2. I heard rumor that Sloters is only 15 years old, so it's pretty young. It's not a kid, but it's definitely young.
Whatever.
Sloters
he's a myth.
Sloters has been 15 as long as I've been playing Super Metroid, which is 3 or 4 years.
He's perpetually 15 years old.
That doesn't bother me. If you're, I mean, I think a lot of the folks in the community are younger than I am, but whatever, doesn't matter.
No, I'm totally kidding. Sloters is definitely not a teenager.
I don't know. It doesn't bother me either.
He's programmed to win.
Yeah, I'm just kind of happy that I've been able to pick up a bunch of commentary, and I think I got to commentate for Zost's race last week and talk to him. And that
Hell yeah, sir, bro.
Yeah, that guy is spectacular. If you have an opportunity to watch this and he's racing, definitely.
Like, I would say a good 70-80% of the people in this tournament are all amazing players, like worth watching.
Yeah,
so
that's
a great guy. Does good commentary for his streams too. But just everyone in this tournament, if they're investing time to be in something like this, and they're not just doing like, oh, I'm going to do it on the whim and this will be fun. Like, the people that take this seriously, there's so many really high level players in this event. It's crazy.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I can't even begin to name them all. You guys have been talking about Sloters. Sloters is real good. There's Kip. There's there's tons and tons of real good.
How about a runner called Shiny
Zenny? Oh yeah,
all Zenny does is break Super Metroid and ruin it for everybody.
I remember before he was really grinding RBO, like low hour time for RBO was like really, really impressive. And then he just grinds, comes up with all these new strats. Now he's got the only sub-hour RBO time on the leaderboard, which is just unbelievable.
Yeah, and that wasn't good enough. He had to get lower. I think he has a 58 now.
Yeah, he's got a 58.
I think Zenny's the only one that enjoys running RBO.
It's just cool. It must be cool to be part of a tournament where these are not even like a rogues gallery, but it's like you're with these like living legend SM players, in the same tournament.
Oh yeah.
Am I crazy? I'm like the only person that has said I wouldn't veto RBO against Zenny.
Yeah, you're probably crazy.
You are crazy, unless you're like planning to forfeit 30 minutes and just watch him play the rest of the
event.
I think Zenny would veto RBO.
Yeah,
he said he would. He's like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna veto that because it's, it's trying to be sporting about it.
Well, no. So here's the thing: if RBO and 100% are the two categories, if they're on the same docket, I'm not running 100% against Zenny. That's embarrassing.
Zenny is a very, very good hundo runner. He's been grinding that for a while too.
He's
actually got second place.
I would rather take my chance and have Zenny I mean, Zenny's probably going to smoke me even if he dies a couple times, but I'd rather take the chance of him taking a couple deaths in RBO and me running a deathless RBO run, and like maybe I run like a 117 and he runs like a 110, and at least it's a decent race. But like if he runs a 114 100% and I run a 125, I just look like an idiot.
Yeah, so
that's my GT classic logic too. Where I'm just like, I might be worse at it, but if I could do lava dive and they mess up the lava dive, I'm in there. Like that's all I
that's
need.
exactly what happened tonight. And so that's kind of funny you talk about that. I ran in the 100% tournament. I forget when that was, maybe 2 years ago now. And so I get my opponent for the one round, and it's Oats and Goats.
Oh, you drew Oats in the tournament?
Oh yeah. Oh
Dude,
yeah.
he was probably in great 100% shape back then.
Not only was he in great 100%, he absolutely smoked me by beating his own personal best when he raced me.
Oh no!
You're
Oh
the
yeah.
Take credit to that PB. That's like if it
No,
wasn't for
no.
me,
I don't think so. Not at all. And so the next week in the tournament, he raced and he soft locked in the aqueduct, where you go and you do that blue bomber strat in the aqueduct. And I was like, really, man? Really? You couldn't have done that against me.
Oh man!
It's just... But yeah, no, Oats and Goats was an unbelievable opponent, and he just absolutely, he was phenomenal in that run. So yeah, there's some really good runners like that in this tournament, and you get 100% against them, they will blow you away.
Yeah.
But just in case people are watching, these tournaments are a good time, and you can have a great time playing at them, even if you're not a favorite to win, even if you play against these high level players. Like, it's still a good time, and you shouldn't be dissuaded from participating just because you go, well, if I'm gonna play against people like Zeus, I'm just gonna get blown out of the water. It's still worth playing it for sure.
Yeah, it's 100% worth it. I sign up for these just because I know my personal bests are terrible. You were surprised that like you were seated ahead of me. But yeah,
Oh
like
yeah,
no,
no, I just knew I was near the bottom of it just because my 90% PV. It's not that good, and it's outdated. Like, I'm not at that level anymore, but I have an official, so I can claim it forever.
Yes, I think there are 3 people below me in the seeding. So I only submitted PBs for any percent, 100%, and GT Classic. I skipped over RBO, any percent ice, and the any percent all or low percent ice. The any percent all bosses. I could have run a run there, and I just didn't realize. Right, they just didn't do it. I was like, oh, I have to submit this now. Oh well, forget it. So.
Well, right on. We wish you both a lot of success and a lot of luck in the rounds to come in this tournament. And you definitely gave us an interesting race, a good race tonight.
Wish me to play a bingo. Wish me a bingo. I don't care about winning or losing. I want to play a bingo.
Here's a bingo. I wish you a bingo.
Let me walk it back. Let me pull the train back into the station, gentlemen. I wish you both many bingos ahead in the tournament.
Oh, there's only 1 week possibility for that.
Exactly. All one bingos. I want you to have all the bingos.
I'll take
left.
Yeah, I want 3 bingos, and they're all going to come in 1 week, hopefully.
Yeah, I wish.
I hope you guys get either GTs or all bosses or bingos, whatever your heart desires.
You guys are sweethearts. Thank you for doing commentary. Always
absolutely. Thank you guys for racing and for participating in this tournament. It's been a lot of fun so far.
I'm just gonna take RBO next week. Just hardcore practice RBO.
Go get him, sir, bro.
I'm banning it for sure. You're nuts.
No, it's all open for me. It's all open. That way, my opponent has no idea.
Yep, there you go. You got the strategy, man.
Yeah. Thank you guys very much.
No, absolutely. It's our pleasure. Well, Hero, we still have one more race going on. What was that, saetzero?
I'm calling it a night. You guys have a good one. I didn't know if there was any more races tonight, but hopefully there is.
Yeah, I was just gonna say there's one going on right now over on Speed Gaming 3, Asder versus Beef Robber, 100% category, with commentary by Polar Bear Bunny. So be sure if you're still tuned in here on Speed Gaming 6 to stop by and cheer them on over on Speed Gaming 3. And looking ahead to the schedule, we have a very, very full Saturday, so definitely go look at the schedule. It basically kicks off at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time and heads all the way into the prime time hours of 10 p.m. So we have 8 races tomorrow, and then a single race on Sunday to close out this round 4 of Swiss action. So what do you think, Hero? You want to sign us off?
Ah, man, that was... I think that everyone in chat needs to follow these runners and follow hockey, and don't you dare follow me. I don't need it. It's too much stress.
Be sure to follow Hero82. Don't follow the Hockey Towner. He almost never streams. Maybe once every 8 or 9 months. So definitely follow somebody who streams more, like Hero82, saetzero, or Serberoth. So yeah. Don't follow me. Follow those guys.
Follow everybody. Follow chat. That's all I got, guys. Have a great night, and we'll see you next mission.